One of my favorite things in teaching is trying to understand what someone hasn't understood and then be able to explain it to them in a way that then they're like, oh yeah, okay. I get it.
Hello, my name is Zéline Perez and you're listening to Are You an Artist? Today's episode features Gabrielle Zemsky and we dive into the worlds of visual arts, artificial intelligence and a bit of chaos. I had an absolute blast editing this one. Since we were both tired, the conversation was completely relaxed. I hope you enjoy listening to the incredibly talented Gabi as much as I enjoyed chatting with her. Dear Gabi, it's with a touch of sadness that I see you heading off to Spain. Of course, we had to sit down for this podcast before you go. You are a visual artist, a teacher of arts and language, and a wonderful, spontaneous, curious being. Our conversations usually wander through feminist books, shout out to Virginie Despentes, relationships, and therapy. But today I want to ask you the question. Gabi, are you an artist?
Am I an artist? I shouldn't be surprised by the question, really.
That's the title of the podcast.
But I was listening to other people's episodes and I was like, I actually really don't know what I would say. I think I've tried over the years to be like, you know what? Yeah, I am an artist. Because I think I would look at other people and whenever somebody else is like, oh yeah, but I don't really do art or I'm not really artsy, but they do amazing either actual visual work or just the way they set up a space or like they will make gifts for people or cook or something. Like I feel like they're obviously artistic.
Mm-hmm.
Or they're just like, oh yeah, I'm not good at art. So I feel like I always encourage people to think of themselves as an artist because I don't think it should be this like separate
elite thing. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But I guess it's true that when I think of myself, I think of like artists that I like that have a certain caliber or something, like a certain level of success. So it's almost like I'm like, are you an artist if you don't have shows on or something like that? Or you're not like that kind of thing. So then, I don't know. I'm kind of trying it out as like, yeah, okay, I'm an artist. I'm allowed to say that.
Let's see.
Yeah.
What kind of child were you? Were you already kind of drawing and creating things?
My first memory of like making art, it's like a little bit sad maybe. Like I kind of feel sad for little me when I think about it because I was making art with my big sister who's 2 years older than me and she could like draw much better than me. Like she had like, I don't know, like horses and flowers or something in her drawing. And I was like, I don't know how to do that. I must just be really bad at drawing. But it's like, no, I was just like 3 and she was 5 or whatever. But I put on these like puppet shows sometimes for my brother and sister. Like I think there was something about creating something for someone else to enjoy that I think I really liked. And then I think like one year I made like an advent calendar.
Oh, wow.
And I had so much fun. And then I feel like as I got a bit older, you know, I really enjoyed doodling and I would do like, but I think when I was a kid, actually, I was maybe...
It's almost like you were self-conscious of what you were doing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Because you had this example of someone who can do it better.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I feel like as kids, it's like, I don't know, it's hard not to compare yourself, maybe.
I can't remember, where did you grow up? Because you lived in so many different places.
So I grew up in France. My dad's from the US and my mom's from Belgium.
Yeah.
So they met in the US and then before I was born, they moved to France. So I was born in France and then I did my whole...
Scholarity.
Yeah, in France.
You studied visual arts, right? How did you decide to do that?
Well, I did art in school. Like I did Bec L in France.
Montage Eline, a little bit of context. In France, when we were in lycée, before the general A-level, students could choose to study science, which I did, sociology, or literature, which Gabi did. So she did a Bac L.
And then with like an art option. And I really liked art. And I remember my art teacher being like, oh, maybe you should study art. And I just remember thinking like, oh, I'm not good enough at art to do that.
Yeah.
So I was just like, oh, no, I don't think so. I was kind of like, yeah, whatever, dude. Sure, yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna be an artist, okay. Study art.
So funny.
Yeah, and then I look back on it and I'm like, that's actually really sweet that he said that. And I think,
Yes.
yeah.
Especially in France.
Yeah. Yeah, they're not so the encouraging type always. They're not like, anyone can do it. They're like,
Really?
yeah. I actually went to study something else at uni. I did social anthropology.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's why you're so clever.
I mean, thank you. I found it super interesting. I don't necessarily regret doing it, but I think I would look back and think it was maybe a shame that I was too scared or insecure to do art. And I kept doing it on the side, like for myself. And then basically, when I moved to London, I was working this job that I really hated. And I think I just wanted to do something else. So yeah, basically after working in London for a bit, I was just like, I started painting with a friend of mine. And it just was like my favorite thing to do in the week. I mean, I also just really liked her. That was part of it. But I think I was just like, it helped me think about.
What do you want to do now?
Yeah. And then I kind of, eventually I decided to go back to studying. And I'm really, like my parents supported me in doing that. I never could have. I mean, there are always ways.
Where did you study in?
I studied at London Met.
Okay.
And then, well, I did my foundation somewhere called City and Guilds Art School. And that was during COVID.
So was it like online classes?
Well, I was really lucky. I think at the start, it was like when nobody really knew fully what was
going on.
Yeah, going to happen. So it was like September 2020. 2020. I feel like that summarizes how that year felt.
Long year.
It was a long year.
A lot of 20s.
And then for me, it kind of bleeds into 2021 because I feel like it kept being like lockdown and then not lockdown and then lockdown again.
Yeah, people quite stuck in a kind of another reality, right?
Yeah. I've spoken to several people now who are like, how time felt.
Yes.
Changed after lockdown.
Yes.
Now it's kind of starting to feel a bit normal again.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very strange. I wonder what people will think of it in the future, or if they'll like bother talking about it, or
it was just a time.
Let's not talk about it anyway. We don't talk about that. But so it was in person at the start, but then I think soon they realized the restrictions were getting stricter again, and they were just like, we
can't.
Yeah, and at some point they were like, we need to switch to online for a bit. But then again, I was lucky because I think in March they let us back into the buildings and to use the facilities, which was really amazing. And I got to try like making stuff with glass for the first time and doing like some soldering using like a blowtorch for the first time. Like
wow.
Yeah, they're just things that. Yeah, a little bit. Well, I haven't done it in a while, actually. I don't own a blowtorch, which is a shame. Maybe I should invest in one. That was so fun. Just being like, you just have like bits of metal.
The power of that.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, it was very cool.
Wow.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Because as well, it's something where I guess, I mean, you'd need a safe place to do it, but it's like, you could actually, in theory, buy all the materials and just be blowtorch and stuff.
And while you were studying there, did you have an idea of what you wanted to do after with it, or?
No, actually. So at the start, I was like, I'm just going to do a foundation. I think I just knew I wanted to do art. And I think I was like, I think I would enjoy teaching art because I love teaching people and working with kids. And I love art myself. But I was like, I feel like I actually don't really know enough about it. Like, I feel like I need to know more about it in order to teach better, I guess. So yeah, I think my idea was I wanted to be an art teacher. That was kind of how I justified it to myself as well, because I do think it is quite an indulgent thing in a way to study, especially fine art. Like because after my foundation I did fine art, and that's just like, that's not.
Come on, Gabby. You studied fine arts.
It's just like, who are you helping with that? Yourself. I mean, no, lots of people do art that's like amazing and touches people. And I do think art can help people. But I think for me to be like, oh, my art is going to help people, I don't know.
I mean, at least you're not destroying people.
That's true. Whoa, I never. The bar is low, but I'll take it. I'll take it.
No, but it's true that sometimes, because when I
Yeah.
thought of like, oh, maybe I should get a proper job, and stop all the nonsense, which actually I'm going to keep with the nonsense, because then I was like, okay, maybe I could work for a bank, but then what are you doing?
Yeah. Yeah. Who are you helping?
Exactly.
Yeah. Whoa. Damn, that's a good point. Yeah, I do feel like actually living a life where you're not destroying anything or hurting anyone is actually really hard.
Yeah.
Like even, I don't know, bit of a philosophical thing, but yeah, I feel like even just like eating meat or like
even like these days I'm using ChatGPT.
Yeah, are you every time like I just wasted this much water or something
Exactly.
like that? Yeah.
So I'm really trying to, but it's just so helpful for me. It's more like language, because English is not my first language. So if I want to check something or just make something sound a bit more professional, well,
Yeah, it is really useful.
for applications and things like that as well.
Cover letters, I hate writing cover, even if it's like just like a starting point as well.
Yeah.
I feel like as well there's so many things where we kind of need to tick boxes. It's like,
yeah, exactly, if you want to just survive. And
it's not very like inspiring tasks, but you do need to get them done, and then it's like, yeah,
am I going to spend 10 hours by trying to figure out myself, or am I going to go on ChatGPT and
ChatGPT.
yeah,
that's so true. So true. Yeah, I use it as well sometimes. It's kind of freaky though. I went through a phase of using it, and I was using it quite a lot. And then I kind of found out that it had this like issue where it was like people pleasing too much.
Oh, what?
Like it's kind of, I think they're working on it now.
Yes.
But it will always be like, yeah, wow, that is such a good question. And it's great that you're asking yourself that. Like, I feel like before it even answered my question, it was just like flattering me.
That's so true.
And like validating me. And it was nice, I was like,
that is so true.
Yeah. But then I think that's actually super dangerous, because some people are maybe on the insecure side and need to be validated. But other people need to have their illusions shattered.
Exactly.
And or all of us at different points, right? Like everybody's wrong about something sometimes. So to have like in your pocket somebody who's like,
you're great.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Who created you?
Yeah, like
that's so interesting.
And as an artist, actually, I've experimented a bit with like Midjourney.
Okay.
Which is a platform that does visual art. And it just seems like there's nothing that it can't do. I found it super scary at first, and then I thought, okay, I guess it's good to know that it's out there, because have you used it before or seen it or heard anything? Okay. Basically, you could like give it a few words and basically ask it to make like a video or something.
Oh.
It'll make a super realistic video or animation or photo and drawings and art of like all styles.
Oh.
And then yeah, I just thought like, okay, some of the stuff I was like, I could see this in a magazine. I could see this on TV. I could see this being used to make like cartoons, for example. Like,
yeah.
And it made me think how much of what we're already looking at is actually AI. Because why would a company pay for like a team of creatives when they could?
I think already most of the posts that you can find on the internet is created by AI. It's not written by humans. And a friend of mine works in artificial intelligence, and he's an engineer, and he told me that. And I was like, what?
Yeah, and the fact, I feel like that you wouldn't even know, that people don't even know.
Yeah.
It's like you're not living in the reality that you
because you can do a post and someone comments and you think it's a human being, and it's actually not.
Yeah, they do that to like get the views up and stuff like that, no? Or like the engagement?
Yeah, I think. Or like, I don't really know actually what's the purpose. What's this word? Well, let's see in 5 years.
Yeah, people seem quite worried as well.
I think I'm a bit worried, but more about connections between human beings in a way, because if you can so easily have things that can entertain you, teach you, you're less likely to go out and want to have a conversation.
Yeah, that's so true.
And especially if AI can have like so much empathy and
endless patience as well.
And we don't.
Yeah.
So.
And no emotion, so you don't have to deal with anybody else's emotion.
Yes.
You tell it what to do. There's like a one-way flow of like,
exactly.
You work for me.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, I guess other people, when two people interact, it's like,
you work for me, and the person can be like, no.
No. Yeah, or maybe they do work for you, but it's like, even if they work for you, they still have their own emotions and their own.
Yeah, they have agency over.
Yeah, exactly. They're just trying to get in a way what they want from that interaction, where you can kind of pressure people into doing things that you want, but you can get so much more pushback, and you just have to deal with like another reality, where with AI it's like, I guess you're the only consciousness.
Yeah.
But it's like fake consciousness? I guess that's what AI is, right? Like,
I don't know anymore.
I don't know. What is AI?
I love this podcast recording, by the way.
Two people who know nothing about AI talk about AI. We're on the case. Don't worry. We'll figure it out.
That's so funny. My next question was, how do you create a painting, for example?
Whoa. It depends what I'm doing it for. So if it's a gift in particular, I will plan it out meticulously and practice it. And I painted like a bird in my sister's baby's room. She was like, I'd love for you to paint something in the baby room, and this is kind of what we had in mind. So I feel like usually when you're doing something for someone else, obviously if it's come out of nowhere and you're just like, hey, here's a thing.
Yeah.
I guess that's maybe a bit different, but I feel like usually I'm thinking about the other person and why they might enjoy this, or what kind of art do they like, and what I guess I want the result to be a bit more controlled. There's usually an idea at the start, and then I execute that idea.
Yeah,
I'll like do sketches and then practice and all this stuff. Try different alternatives and see which one works. When I'm making art just for myself, I don't know if it's that I don't like planning or that I'm just really bad at it. It might be both.
A bit both.
Yeah,
if you don't like it, you're not going to be really good at it. Or...
Yeah, and also if you're bad at it, I feel like usually people don't love doing things that they're not,
of course,
great at. Like, I just feel like even when I make a plan, like I've tried so many times in art to like make a plan and be like, oh, this is going to be what I'm going to do. And then I get distracted. And then it's like, like that's not really how it works out.
I'm the same. I'm going to do this solo about this. And then I stop and I'm like, whoa.
What's this over here? Yeah. And I feel like that's a beautiful thing, actually. I try to embrace it and see it as like, I feel like you kind of need both in the world. You need people who can like make a plan.
Very well. Yes.
Yeah. But then if no one ever steers off the course, then it's like...
always the same.
Yeah. But then if everyone always steers off the course, then that's also...
a mess.
Quite, yeah, exactly. Exactly. So yeah, when I think part of what I love about just like making art for myself is just that you can... It's a release, it's a way to express myself. And I think the way I feel inside is very much like... So my art is usually, I guess, not going to be like...
That's so funny. I was supposed to meet you at this exhibition and you went to the wrong place.
Oh my God, yes. Oh.
And you were just like, I went to the wrong place.
I'm just in the wrong...
And I was like, what? Like, usually people are like, I'm going to be an hour late or something like that. But never someone is like, I went to the wrong place.
Yeah. And because I was already, as well, of course, right? I was already late. Do you know what I mean? Like, I was like, I hope I make it. I might just, because it was the performance, right? That was like, started at a certain time. And I was like, I'm almost there. I think I'm going to make it. And then I'm like, nope, I'm on the other side of town. It's not going to happen. And that's definitely not the first time that happens to me.
That's so funny.
So yeah, it's like I'll intend to go in one direction and then end up somewhere completely...
Rock and roll.
The rock and roll, baby. It is actually so stressful. But I think I've learned over the years, and I don't think this is necessarily a good thing, I don't know, but like, because it happens to me so often, like there's usually a moment where I realize like, it's too late. Can't do anything about it. And I'm like, well, and then I feel super relaxed. But I feel like almost too relaxed because I think if I let it be more stressful, then I would like
move
maybe
forward a bit faster, or
yeah, just like put things in place. Like chaos can be fun, but it can also, I mean, I think there's a reason why people also try to stay away from it most of the time. Yeah.
You are such a fascinating person.
Are you looking at me like I could not live your life?
No, because I can identify it, I think, to a certain degree to that, but more organized probably. Like I feel like I need a lot of chaos, but I also need a lot of order in other quite stupid things.
Like what?
Like
what kind of
clean.
Oh yeah.
I can be quite a maniac, and like I can't function if my room is not completely cleared and clean, which sometimes is a bit not a necessity. Like it's fine.
I see. So like, you feel like it slows you.
Let's say I'm late. I mean, I'm not late, but if I don't leave now, I'm gonna be late.
Yeah.
But the floor is not clean. I'm gonna clean the floor before leaving.
Wow. Yeah. If you saw the state of my floor right now, I did not clean my floor before leaving. That's super. But I feel like you're quite on time, aren't you?
Yes, it's because when I leave, if I walk slowly, I'm gonna be late.
Right.
But if I walk fast, very fast,
gotcha,
I can be on time. So sometimes I walk/run until I see on Google Maps that if I just walk normally, I'm gonna be on time.
Gotcha. Nice. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, so it's still like in a way the push-pull of like, oh no, am I going to make it? But it's like you've got enough buffer that you actually do make it.
Yes.
Yeah. Gotcha. And your floor is clean.
Yes. And it's amazing. And I go back home and I'm like, wow.
You clean this. This is beautiful. Yeah, and to be fair, like your space is so lovely. And I feel like being in clean spaces reminds me that like I do actually prefer cleanliness and order, if that makes sense. My mom used to say like I have a super high ability to just like block things out in a way. I think she sees the same in my dad, so I guess maybe I get it from him, I don't know. But it's like I can ignore certain things. For example, right now my room is incredibly messy. On my way here, so I left my house, I realized I forgot something. I went back through my room and I had to literally like hop over things. It was like an obstacle course to grab the things I forgot. And then I was like, okay, off we go. And it's like, I can like function like that until there's a breaking point and then I clean everything. But it's like, I feel like I can just feel things getting messier and messier. And I'm getting more and more stressed, but it's like, it's a slow process. But I've noticed, I used to always think every time I would clean, like, never gonna let that happen again.
Of course.
This is the new me. But it's definitely like
But I used to have that when I was a teenager, actually. My floor was complete, like same, obstacle. Everywhere, you have to climb things. But I think I was like this because at school, it was too organized for me.
Yeah.
And because now my life is quite chaotic. There are like multiple things everywhere. I have multiple jobs, blah, blah, blah. Then my inner space needs to be organized.
Yeah, you need...
So I need a balance.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I might be different, actually. I'm realizing, because I'm moving to Spain soon. I'm like in between things and I have all this free time during the day. And I've noticed the more free time I have, usually the more my life descends into chaos. I'm just chaos, man. Do not leave me unattended.
Give me a job, please.
What's that?
Give me a job.
Yeah.
Give me a structure.
Yeah, I honestly, if there's nothing, I just feel like I'm like floating and I'm like, I mean, I still, obviously I will get myself in gear, but it's like, I've noticed, like my sleep can get all over the place. My eating times get all over the place. The mess. And it's kind of in a way, I also have like, I feel a bit like a magpie where I can just run around and be like, "Ooh, what's this?" And then I get super lost in something. And then I'm like,
it's beautiful
forgot
in a
to
way.
eat. Yeah, it is really nice. But then, very messy as well.
I'm so curious to see your life in Spain.
Yeah, well, it's going to be my first time living on my own.
Oh, wow.
Nobody to
Oh, wow.
Pick up my shit. I have tried. I think I've gotten better as a housemate over the years. I do try not to be that person that you've got to pick up after.
And so when you teach,
Mm.
do you structure your teaching?
Ooh. Come along for the chaos ride. No, I actually do. I do. I'll make a super detailed plan. Like I did a drawing lesson a couple weeks ago, and yeah, I did like a plan for myself where I was like, okay, 10 minutes of this, 20 minutes of that, and like, and then had like, okay, what if this goes wrong, or what if this takes longer? What if? So yeah, I really enjoy planning teaching actually, but I think it's like a consistently keeping things in line that I struggle with.
If you've got space, maybe.
Like physical space or...
I don't know. I feel like sometimes it's so much easier to structure if you have enough room to let it kind of flow, but also it doesn't have to be like timed and perfectly kind of set.
Yeah, because I think as well with teaching, it's like you can never plan everything.
Yes. And otherwise it becomes a performance if you're also not listening to what's happening in the room.
Yeah, that's so true. And to be fair, people sometimes say that teaching is like a performance, but I feel like there's different kinds of teaching where there's moments where you need to perform because you need people to be engaged.
Yes.
And their attention on you. You need to like keep their attention on you and entertain them in a way.
Yes.
But then there's other times where I think it's so much more about watching what they're doing and responding in the moment to what they're doing or what they need help with.
Yes.
Yeah, one of my favorite things in teaching is like trying to understand what someone hasn't understood and then be able to explain it to them in a way that then they're like, oh yeah, okay, I get it. And then you see them get it. Like they don't, because as well, I feel like, especially if you're working in a school and like, you know, maybe the student just kind of wants you off their back. They do a lot of like, yeah. Like, but they're going to say that anyway. It doesn't matter what you're saying. And you're like, does that make sense? Like everybody got it or something? They're just, you know, especially if they're teenagers. I mean, they're not going to be like, I didn't, you know, I feel like most teenagers hate to draw attention to themselves. But so I would do this thing where I'd be like, oh, can you like explain it back to me? And then, I don't know. They may have found that super annoying. I don't know. But at least I was like, okay, I can see now what you've understood.
Yeah, because you can understand how the brain works and stuff, I guess.
Yeah, definitely.
Do you have inspirations and recommendations?
Ooh.
Of books, artists, films, whatever?
Whoa. Okay, a book.
Uh-huh.
It's like a rom-com, but in a book.
Okay.
So I do read like super cheesy stuff, but I'm going to make myself sound a bit smarter. But also, I think I'm thinking of this one because I think it's like the book that made me think the most. It was disturbing and it like sat with me, but I also enjoyed reading it. Like I'm quite a wimp. So, but it was this like slowly disturbing thing. And I think it just made me think of the world in a different way, I think.
I mean, I do like disturbing things.
Nice.
I mean, I'm reading Lolita, so...
Yeah. That is disturbing. Okay, so it's called Living Things by Munir Hachemi. I enjoyed it so much. I mean, enjoyed is maybe like slightly the wrong word, but...
Yeah, it really moved you in ways.
Yeah. Well, it's about these like, I think it's 4 boys. They go to France looking for work. They're from Spain. And they go looking for like summer work. And they're meant to be like picking the grapes, like the vendange. I don't know how you say it. Yeah,
vendange, yeah.
And basically there's not enough work for some reason. But they're there and they basically get offered this work that's like working in an abattoir, like where they... Yeah, where they kill the, feed and kill the chickens for us to eat, basically.
Oh, jeez, I can't read that, actually.
Oh,
I think it's gonna be too disturbing.
It is, to be fair, yeah, it is. It's a bit of a... Yeah. Yeah, and it's horrible because I think it really made me think it's like the animals are being treated horribly, but also the humans.
Yeah, who are killing the animals.
Yeah, and they're not being treated well. I mean, they're being exploited, but also, the way it affects them and like the whole... I thought it was really interesting. Well, should I do movie?
Yeah, let's go.
Should I do loads? Or
Movie, yeah.
what do people usually do? Are they like,
I mean,
here's 5 things?
No, I mean, you said one book, maybe one movie.
Okay. Ooh. I feel like my recommendations are coming off super weird. They're really weird. But I think I really like strange things. Yeah. So this movie is called Friendship.
Mm-hmm.
It was released recently. It's got Paul Rudd in it, which I feel like is like my selling point. Because it's like, everybody loves Paul Rudd. So it's like, yeah, go watch a movie with Paul Rudd. But then it's like super... I found it hilarious, but it is really weird.
Okay.
Yeah.
An artist?
Okay. Okay, I really like an artist called Igshaan Adams.
Okay.
Yeah. He had an exhibit, I think it was at the Hayward Gallery a few years ago. It was just like, he does these big, they're kind of like these clouds made up of beads.
Beads?
It's like these, like, from afar, it just looks like this kind of like unreal, like almost like a dust cloud or something. Like this kind of floating material, and you're not really sure like what it is. And then you get closer and it's like this construction that's like made out of very thin wire and very small beads. And
wow.
Yeah, he does lots of other, I mean, he does like tapestries and weaving and stuff, but I just think that was one of the...
I love clouds as well.
Yeah, who doesn't love a good cloud? And the exhibit was called Kicking Dust.
Oh,
yeah.
That's a
so
nice
it's like,
idea.
I don't know. Yeah, I think at the time I'd never seen anything like it, and I just found it so magical and like, yeah. Yeah, he's great.
Oh.
Okay.
Random questions of the end.
Okay.
What makes you laugh?
Ooh. I actually thought about this because I was listening to someone else's episode and I was like, whoa, what does make me laugh? Am I allowed to say 2 things?
Yes.
Okay. The first, like, yes, lightning round. So the first thing that I thought of was when dreams and reality become kind of mixed. Or like somebody they're like talking to you, but they're dreaming, for example. So like, yeah, I don't know. Well, I'm seeing someone and basically like in his sleep, sometimes he'll like interact with me in a way. It's like, I think we're just having a conversation, but then I realize like he's
sleeping.
Yeah, he's sleeping. And then he'll wake up and he'll tell me like, oh yeah, you were in my dream and this is what I was saying to you. And like,
and you're like, I know.
Yeah. And it's like, I just find it so weird that it's like he's like in between these 2 worlds in a way.
Yes, but he can still interact with you.
Yeah.
Who is?
And I'm just awake and I'm like, I can hear what he's saying, but I can't see the dream.
Oh, wow.
So it's like, I don't know. Yeah, I really like that. And then I think the other thing, I mean, lots of things make me laugh, obviously. Comedy, jokes. But I've realized that like, you know, when there's several people in a room and maybe there's kind of like some people understand something and you're kind of confused about what's going on.
Mm-hmm. And
then you kind of meet the eye of someone who also doesn't really understand what's going on. It makes the situation go from being like, oh, maybe I feel a bit silly or stupid or like, I don't really know what's going on, or like, and you're like, oh, I guess I'm not on the same wavelength or something.
Yeah.
And then you like see someone and that like, it becomes funny that it's like,
yeah,
I don't know. It's like you can laugh together at how absurd it is. And it feels more just like, aren't people just different? Like some people really understand this and we're both just like, I don't know. So yeah, I like that.
Do you believe in talent?
That you're born with it kind of thing? Or
Yeah.
I guess I believe in it, but I believe that it can be worked on.
Mm-hmm.
I think some people will probably have like an easier time with certain things. But I don't know why. I don't know why that is. Like, I don't know why I'm bad at math, for example.
Someone tell me.
Please, somebody tell me. But there's some things that I'm good at that I worked really hard to be good at. For example, like drawing, I'm definitely way better at drawing than I was.
When you were 3.
Yeah,
Looking
exactly.
at your sister.
Suck it. 5-year-old big sister. No. And I feel like often with drawing, like people will, or just art in general, I guess, people will see something and think, oh, I could never do that. Or it's like this mystical thing.
Yeah.
And people sometimes they might see something that I've drawn and it's quite realistic and they just say, oh, I could never do that, or I'm not really an artsy person. But it's like, I know that you can learn. And I guess that's why I enjoy teaching people that so much.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I think it's definitely a myth that it's, oh, some people are just
born with it and some will never be able to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And some things, like, for example, I'm learning the guitar, as are you, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes I'll meet somebody who's so good at the guitar and I'm like, ugh, why am I even bothering? And I'll ask them, oh, how long have you been playing? And almost every time they're
10
like,
years or something like
since
this.
I was 3 or like whatever. Maybe not. Can 3-year-olds play guitar? I don't know. But so in that sense, I guess I don't believe in talent. But then there are other things that people might value me for or be like, oh, you're really good at this. And it's like, I don't even realize, A, that that's a thing or that there's any other way to be, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I feel like sometimes people just also kind of just have these abilities or ways of being. Could be positive or negative, depending on who you ask. But it's like some people, are just really good at something without even realizing that they're good at it or trying. And that's kind of magical in a different way, I think. Yeah.
If you could have dinner with anyone, alive or dead?
I really like this question.
So I'm glad that I asked you.
I think I would choose my great-grandmother.
Oh.
Who I never met. It's like my dad's grandmother.
Oh.
Yeah, and people call her Grandma Joe.
Oh.
And everything I hear about her just makes her sound amazing.
Oh.
Yeah. She was just like...
Some people, they really leave marks on others, right?
Yeah, definitely. I don't really hear people talking about someone like that very often, I guess, in a way. It's like... She tried a lot of different artistic stuff. She was a divorcee as well. At a time where, like, I don't think that was very common.
That was crazy, yeah.
Yeah. And she was like a surgeon's nurse or something, which is,
Whoa.
I mean, I just can't even imagine being in an operating room. But then she was also super creative and she did loads of things. Like she would do pottery. She taught my grandfather how to do pottery, and she would do mosaics and like lots of different things. And every time I feel like every few years, like someone in my dad's family will be like, oh yeah, and like when Grandma Joe taught us how to do this or took us to this place, and she had like, she would wear apparently this like really distinctive like coat and like these, I think they're moccasins or some kind of shoe. Like she just sounds like she was like stylish, badass, not afraid of like seeing cut up bodies, which I'm really jealous of.
Yes. And
then it sounds like she enjoyed like trying lots of different things, which, because I can never really decide on one thing to do. So it's quite nice to think like, okay, maybe there was someone else in the family who was like...
a bit like this as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
So yeah.
And if you could live a parallel life, what would you do?
I listened to Dennis's episode recently. I just feel like I can't be... His answer was so good. I think he said something like, I'm just living my best life. I've lived this life.
That's Dennis as well.
Yeah.
Shout out.
But I'm just not that...
satisfied.
Yeah. I'm just not as enlightened as him, I think. Or maybe not living as good a life. That's also very possible. I mean, I do really like my life. But I think there are things like I love to sing and write songs and play music, play a bit of drums. And I think in like a parallel life, I would be living that to the fullest. I think I've been quite...
shy?
Yeah. Shy about it at times. And like, I've realized it's one of my like just favorite things to do. Like I could just spend hours on it.
Wow.
Yeah. And I feel like I would love to be this like artist, musician, like, I don't know, that's, yeah. And like just get to do that all the time. I think
maybe
that would
when
be
you're
amazing.
40 or something, you'll be like this.
Ooh, I like that. Yeah. Vision board for...
a goal.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.